First, it's a belief. It's values. Believing in democracy, that is a better governance system than autocratic governments, than heavy-handed governments, as we experienced it in Zambia in the last 10 years. Brutal. People being killed around the issues of competition to serve the people. We believe that democracy is a better system, a rule of law, respect for human rights, liberties, and freedom, private property, public property, respect for governance, good governance, that we must not steal from the people we serve. Corruption is unacceptable. Institutional strengthening, so that the day you don't have a good leader, like we had a situation just 4 months ago, the institutions will restrain them, strong institutions, judicial, best institutions, oversight institutions, professional police, parliament, legislature, that can curtail the excesses of the so-called big men syndrome in Africa. So institutional building is very important. But it's anchored on the belief that democracy is a more superior system of governance than the alternatives. Those alternatives, let alone military coups. Africa does not need military coups. Africa does not need violence, does not need bullets, does not need tear gas. What it needs is education for our young people, skills. What it needs is jobs for those who have completed school. What it needs is business opportunities for our women, for our youth, for those that live with disabilities, to support the health services delivery that works for the people, to support, I talked about education already, but to support social support for those who really deserve it, who for one reason or the other are unable to fend for themselves. They must get the support from a government, a functioning government, but that can only happen if the economy is functional. If the economy is deliric, it's dysfunctional, you deliver nothing for anybody. And I believe democracy allows us to enterprise, yet responsible for and to those that are less privileged, the sick, the old, the orphans. All of those would benefit from a democratic system, and we must sustain democracy on this continent. We've had too much militarism. We've had too much authoritarianism. This generation, your generation, supported by us, must consolidate democracy on this continent. Zambia is a good example. Even when leaders have attempted to be autocratic, like the one that has exited, the Zambian people rose to say no. You know, there was no democratic space. We couldn't campaign as we wished, but still the people of Zambia said, no, 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 no. We don't want this heavy-handedness. We want a different leadership. We are here. And our duty is to work for the people of Zambia and not let them down. So I say this to other countries, that we must share these common values. We must, just for the sake of humanity, for the sake of decency, for the sake of our children and their children, we need to enhance the democratic culture. Choices without violence. The voters must decide who runs the country, not those who count votes. We saw that in 2015 and 2016, and we planned for it in 2021 to make sure that he or she who counted the votes in 2021 had no chance to alter the decision of the people. And that's why we delivered the landslide, planned, orchestrated. 2, protected the vote. 3, now we're in a position of service to the people. 2 approaches. 1, to reunite the country, which was divided, again, because of autocratic behavior, marginalization, exclusions. We're working on unity, inclusion, right? opportunity. That's the beauty of democracy. And I think the global community, Africa and the global community, those of us who believe in these values, must work together to entrench them, to grow them. Two, we are working on the economy. Once we resuscitate the economy, we deal with issues that challenge us, debt, corruption, the need to focus on trade and investment, then we can offer, once we grow this, we can offer opportunity. Where I started this conversation, opportunity for our people, education, health, jobs, business. That's it. This is a story. But this is only possible if we retain and grow and protect democracy on our continent.